Hello, everyone. Ham hi. I hope everyone is doing good today. Welcome to Yo, You Like That, the talk show where I bring on VTubing guests of all sorts of variety and we talk about something that they enjoy, something that's fun, super amazing, and that they want to share with you, the guest. We have with us here today. Lord Jessiah, hello.
Hello, 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 hello. It is I, the Lord.
You have a very lordly presence, I have to say. I love your model.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, if you
The-
love
the-
this one,
the-
just wait until you see the 1.5 update. It's
does it does it
way better.
does it also have a cape?
Of course, the cape stays
Yay.
on.
The cape stays on. No, I'm the same with the scarf. Like it never goes off. Never.
Fun fact: I'm a huge scarf enjoyer. IRL, I love scarves.
They are so cool. I wish I didn't live like in the south of the states where it's like so hot that a scarf just turns your neck into a sauna.
I I even when I was in like the warmer states or during summertime, I would still wear them. I'll never forget how mad my mom would get at me. And I was just like, it doesn't bother me, mom. It's comfy and I think it looks nice. She got
Yeah.
she got so frustrated. She actually took them and hid them from me in a closet somewhere in the house, and I
Oh
found
my
them.
god.
It was so funny.
I always think that if I read something like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure earlier and fashionisted myself in
Mm.
school, like my parents would also be like, "No, you're not going out like that."
Oh yeah, God, I'll never forget that. That was in like I almost want to say it was in the ooh, God, and I'm showing my age. Like it was in the a little bit before the 2010s because it was in the high school era. I was like, I wore. God, It's gonna sound so cringe, but I'm also dating myself. I had a Stetson hat, a nice leather jacket, leather gloves, and a scarf. And I had my
Hey,
skinny jeans.
skinny jeans. Yeah, I was gonna say you
Yep.
gotta top it off with those.
And I had my Gorillas t-shirt and stuff. And I was just like, that was my fashion. That was my sense of style. And that was my dress. I was like, hey, how you doing?
Every day you own it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. Well, Lord Josiah, thank you so much for coming on to the show. For those that may not be acknowledged of you, please introduce yourself.
Well, I'll do my usual intro thing when people ask. I am Lord Josiah, your streamer of the day and night. I stream about every day and night here on the internet. I'm a variety streamer through and through. Do live let's plays of both a single player, co-op, and multiplayer nature. I also play a lot of sim and mil sim games and weeb games. Man of culture and degeneracy and variety gamer through and through. And so far have beaten over 501 live let's plays on stream.
Holy crap.
Yep.
I don't even think I've beaten like 500 games total. I always get close to the end and then I fall off of it. I'm bad. I'm a terrible.
I'll be honest, since streaming, that has helped me avoid that so much. But I it also gives me the curse of like, man, this game really sucks, but if I don't beat it now, I'm never coming back to
I
this
gotta
thing.
push through.
Exactly. I've got to man up. I've got to push through. I got to put the big boy gamer pants on. This thing dies tonight.
I can mad respect that for sure. All right, well, you brought in an awesome subject today, which I've only known about, like very much on the sideline.
Mhm.
Warhammer 40K, the 40,000. So I have to ask before we get started.
Mhm.
Do you have to play Warhammer 1 through 39,999 first?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And otherwise, you don't understand the lore.
Ah,
And you
okay.
don't understand the mechanics. Like you've got to play all other 39,000 Warhammers before you can play.
Okay, good. I just want to make
It's
sure I know where it stands.
exactly. It's just like there are like trails of cold trails games. Like if you don't play the other ones, you're missing out. Clearly.
Oh yeah, no, I'm recently going through Cold Steel 1, but it's like I know I have to go back to Trails in the Sky and Trails to Zero, and oh man, that series is going to end me.
That series is quite long, right? Like, isn't it sort of similar in the amount of games as to like Final Fantasy? But to my understanding, though, a lot of it is actually pretty interconnected to better degrees than Final Fantasy is, right?
Yeah, well, so the Legend of Heroes series is one of the Falcom series, kind of like Ys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to say out of them all, the first two were canon with each other. 3, 4, and 5 were canon with each other. And then from 6 through okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next 12 games are canon with each other.
Ah, dang. Damn.
Yep, yep, yep. So I'm looking forward to diving headfirst to see what comes out of that. So
Yeah.
I'm used to big cannons, and I hear Warhammer 40K has a lot of lore, has a lot of story, has a lot of big burly space marines
Space Marines.
fighting for space.
Ah, yes, to make space the greatest space it can be for all of mankind, for all of humanity.
Oh, yeah, but only the white one. I mean, no, I mean only the human ones. It's-
Only the humans. Listen, suffer not the alien, the mutant, or the heretic to live. Suffer not their presence.
oh yeah,
Milky Way is mankind's right.
I forget that it isn't like the main like federation. I guess like the Human War Marine. Are they kind of like religious in their military zealotry?
Correct. The Imperium of Man is very much multi is a galactic interstellar empire that is very much a theocracy.
Wild,
Mm-hmm.
way ahead of its time. Yes,
Listen, give it time. Give it time. We're working on it. We're figuring it out.
yes, and we are getting a little
It's
bit
gonna
ahead of
be great.
ourselves. For those that wouldn't know, how would you like tell someone what a Warhammer 40K is?
Well, Warhammer 40K is a grim, dark, high fantasy sci-fi setting, set in the far distant future of the 41st millennium. Soon to actually be, because they're actually continuing the timeline, progressing it. We're actually getting into the 42nd millennium of the
Ooh,
distant future of our very own galaxy, our very own universe here. It has no connection except with some aesthetics and naming conventions. So Warhammer Fantasy. That's a whole separate like universe and whatnot.
yeah,
But this one is very much based in our reality, our far distant future. Yeah, if you
gotcha.
basically if you like sci-fi, if you like big global, big like large scale conflicts, and just like grim, dark, gritty, sad settings, sour grapes, that's what it is. It's great.
Nice. So if you like your Mass Effects and your Star Wars, there may be something there for you.
Oh, absolutely. Except it's like I like my Star Wars, but I want it to suck more. I want
Oh
it to
yeah.
be more miserable. It's very much like the picture of uh, there's like this meme format where it's like a Spetsnaz guy or a US like a ranger, and they're basically like in swamp water that's full of like bugs and snakes and stuff going around them up to their like chest, and they have their like gun and it's right on top of them, and the text just says, "I love the way this sucks."
I like it. I like it a lot.
That's basically 40K. It's like, man, everything's awful. I love it.
Could space get any worse? I don't know. Let's find out. The answer may surprise you. It's yes.
The answer is always yes. It's 40K. It can always be worse.
What was your first experience with the 40K? Like what introduced you to it?
That actually for me, my first introduction to it was at a hobby shop. There was a local little mom and pop hobby shop that was selling some of the minis, and we were just in there because my mom felt like gave me like a little gift. I don't remember if it was for a holiday or not, but we were in there getting some craft supplies, and I was looking around. And I saw these miniatures, and they were space marines, and they were in like they were green and whatnot, and they were God, the name is not. They're salamander space marines. The
Ah.
air quotes good guy space marine chapter, the ones that actually care about saving people's lives and the human populations, for better or worse.
Oh.
I saw that set and I'm like, whoa, these look really cool. I want to play with those. Not really knowing at all what they were, that they were like minis you had to build and paint yourself. I thought they were just like a box set of cool little dudes, of cool little figures that were just like there for you to like play with and move around like do 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 bang bang bang. And then
This
I
is
open
this is
it.
this is totally not my action figure.
Exactly. And then I remember opening it and being vastly disappointed. Like, you mean I gotta build this shit? It doesn't like snap together? I have to use glue and shit? Oh, no, fuck. And I figured it out. I did it eventually. A year after getting those guys, I finally put them together, and I have no pictures. It was a horribly botched job. It was horrendous. It was not good. It I butchered those things, but after assembling those things and just like looking at the box more and more, later that very same year, after like assembling them, I made an agreement with my dad because my dad wanted me to read more books. And what he would do is he would basically buy me a book of my choosing, and
Mhm.
once I finished that book and showed it to him, finished, and like gave him a synopsis of the book, he would then take me to get another book.
Okay.
And I stumbled upon the I went to the sci-fi section because at the time I was like, I really like sci-fi and I really like Stargate. Stargate's so much fun. And I was like, I wonder if there's anything like cool sci-fi books I could get into. I go over to the sci-fi and fantasy section, and lo and behold, I see Warhammer 40K books. And I'm in like 6th grade, and I gobbled them up. That my like real deep expansion and experience into 40K was through the books. Was
There are a
just
lot of books, if I recall.
Yes, and granted, these are like the ones aren't like books for the sake of like, if you read this book, not only do we have this fun lore, but here's these rules on how to play this army. No, these are purely just the fun flavor and fluff and lore books and stories in the setting. Nothing to do with like actual like game mechanics learning.
Yeah. Like this is actually
And
like these characters experiencing
yep.
everything, and you
Mm-hmm.
get to see it from the ground level.
Exactly. You get to see it from their perspective, someone actually within the setting, living in the setting, and all that. Um, what is it? The first series I actually read was the Blood Raven, not Blood Ravens, the Blood Angels books, and the story of Raffen. That was the first series I read, and I remember quite fondly.
Yeah, I love it. Book series are
Hey.
really cool. I remember when I was playing Magic the Gathering, I was really into the novelizations.
Mhm.
So you get to like see all like the little characters and like reference the spells and
Yeah.
stuff. And so I'm sure once you actually like got back into the figures, you were able to kind of like use some of that book reference to kind of like
A
determine
little
like
bit.
what tribes you wanted to go into or like what vehicles you thought were cool.
Mhm. Yeah, pretty much. And in particular, I love the fact that. So another fun fact: I've basically for most of my education, I went to Catholic school. So reading 40K, they use a lot of Latin words and a lot of like made up Latin words too. So reading those books, I was like, wait a minute, I know some of these words.
Yo, Latin words sound cool. Like when like people use like Japanese words for things. It's like,
Exactly.
yeah, there's a kind of like je ne sais quoi of style to
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And you could say like the dumbest nonsensical shit in the language, and then someone would be like, "Wow, that sounds really cool. That's sweet. I want to be like that." And meanwhile, you're just saying the dumbest shit ever. It's great. I love it.
What is the
Latin's
term?
fun like that too.
Like a chunbuyo, but for Latin instead of Japanese.
Yeah, exactly.
Very, very biblical. Very.
Very biblical. Very classical. Much knowledge. Big
Much
brain.
knowledge.
Like that book series I mentioned, the first book in the series is called Deus un Carmine. And then the second one's Deus Sanguinius. And then the third one's just Red Fury. Drops the Latin, Red Fury.
Red Fury.
And then the fourth is just Black Tide. It's like, oh, where'd my Latin go?
They ran out of budget for the Latin. They were like, oh, nope, we're just we
They're
gotta dumb
just
it down.
It's just like, man, I just can't think of any more fun Latin phrases or words, man. Just Red Fury.
Red Fury.
They're red. They're angry.
And they go faster, right? If I recall, red makes you
Absolutely,
go
absolutely.
faster.
Well, that's yeah, especially if you're orcs, because their whole thing is the con. Do you know what the concept of tulpa is?
I've heard the word before, but it doesn't ring a bell.
Um, well, basically, it is the concept of you have a thought and a feeling so strong that it becomes reality, or it becomes able to influence reality. And what the
Oh.
orcs do is they have this like pseudo passive psychic presence. And the more of them that believe a thing and feel a thing in unison, the more that becomes reality for them. So if they look at a car and they put paint red and put flame stripes on it, and they firmly believe that that will make it go faster, that car will bend reality to go faster just because of that belief.
I'm down to clown with that kind of mentality.
Exactly. It is they are legit the embodiment of like believe in the me that believes in you. Except they're probably going to kill you and eat you. So they're not the good guys in any way, shape, or form.
If I believe hard enough, this rock will be able to pierce any kind of metal.
Yeah, actually, yes. They have a gun that is literally just a scrap gun, and what they do is they just throw whatever shit they could pick off the ground into it, and it charges up and fires it like it's firing like magnets and stuff, but magnets combined with debris. So it could be a rock, for example, and that so they just believe that that shit will penetrate the tank and it will.
Orcish railguns. I love it.
Absolutely, it's great. They have a gun where uh they basically they take so orcs have like different types of greenskins. There's like the orcs and there's the grots, which are goblins. And then there's one below them called snotlings, which are like lesser goblins, real tiny little guys.
Yeah.
They well, the Gretchen, I mean Gretchen, sorry. They'll take a Gretchen, which is a goblin. They'll load it into this cannon thing, and it will open up a portal within the pack that the Gretchen's in, fire them through space and time into the target.
Oh wow!
And they
Into
will
the
warp
target.
inside the target and basically either warp into it, and it's like suddenly there's a Gretchen inside you and it bursts out of you, or it just melts with your flesh and you're just like in intense pain.
That
Or they
sounds.
get teleported inside your tank, and now there's an angry little goblin in your tank.
That sounds dreadfully awesome. Like holy crap!
Yeah,
That is
they're
metal as hell.
oh yeah, they're great. They're so fucking funny, and they are literally just soccer hooligan energy personified. But they're so adorable, and their insanity, and they're just sheer vibes of like we do the thing because it's fun, and fun is the point. Like they love fighting, and for them it's fun. They love a good scrap, they love a good fight, they love a good meal, and they just purely do stuff just to have fun with it.
As they
Their
should. As they
grander
should.
goals are very small. They don't really think about things in the grand scale of like conquest or occupation for the most part. That's more for like their actual warlords that think about that, or the black orcs,
Yeah.
which are just orcs that are just like have lived for so long, their skin darkens and hardens even more. So their skin becomes almost like steel with how strong the skin and the muscle has gotten, and their skin
Damascus
tone
orcs.
darkens. Yeah, basically, yeah. They're great. I love the orcs. They're great. And I just love that they talk like soccer hooligans and cockneys.
Do you have a like a favorite? No, not set, but I guess like
Hmm.
race or
Oh,
faction
faction?
or yeah, faction. That's it.
Well, I love the Imperium, absolutely, because well, human. I can't help it. I'm a basic bitch, and I love my Warhammer 40k Imperium of Man. The
Yeah.
not definitely not the good guys. Definitely not the good guys in the grand scheme of things. But at least they're fighting for humanity's right to rule the galaxy and to survive. Um, and the cool thing about them is they have so many sub factions. So that's a big thing about 40k is you may like a race or a faction, but then they have sub factions and subgroups that are really fun to play around with. So,
Oh.
like with the Imperium, you have your bog standard like World War I and II era foot soldiers, which are the Imperial Guard, the Astra Militarum, if you want
Mm-hmm.
to use the fancy Latin words. And they're just like, hey, I'm just a dude in fatigues. I've got some basic Kevlar flak armor on me. I've got this laser gun or this auto rifle, and I got bayonet on it. I'm gonna shoot and shoot until I got nothing else. I'm gonna bayonet charge the enemy, and there's a fuckload of us, and we're gonna charge the enemy position. And then you've got your Space Marines, which are the guys that are like souped up. Like, listen, I saw this toddler. He kicked another toddler's ass really good. We're going to take him. We're going to throw him into the monastery and brainwash him and then soup him up on steroids and genetic alteration and put some cybernetics in him. And he's going to be in this power armor and he's going to kick everyone's ass. And you got those guys, which are the brainwashed, like children in like power armor. And then you've got the Sisters of Battle, which are the space nuns with guns, who are just these like awesome warrior monk women and like warrior nuns who are just 100% devoted to their belief and faith in the Emperor. And they're cool. So if you want like sexy, awesome, stoic, like battle women, you've got them.
You
You've
sold me
got
at Battle Women.
exactly right. And then you've got mind is having a moment here. You've got the Admech, which are these religious zealots who believe in more like the technological aspect of things. So their religion is mostly focused around technology and the belief that mankind's past achievements are sacred and holy when it comes to technology. And that basically everything before the fall of things is like sacred. So man, there's no need for innovation. We just have to rediscover what we once already knew. So they're like techno monks, and they're cool as hell. They're very much in the whole like replace the weakness of the flesh with the strength of the machine. The flesh is
Ooh.
weak. So if you like cyborg stuff, got them.
Hell yeah.
And then you've got well, that those are like the main ones most people play around with or mess with. But you have like sub factions within that stuff too. But yeah, like I love the Imperium just for the sheer like quantity and flavor you have with them. They're my favorite. If I were to have one after them, I think it would definitely be the orcs. I love the orcs and just their sheer vibe and just all the goofy dumb shit they do and just their accents please me.
Yeah, and I don't know if but like original Warhammer kind of started like humans versus orcs, right? Like
Correct.
the
Uh,
original one.
Yeah, so Warhammer originally started as the fantasy setting, and that was basically just humans, Germanic, like Holy Roman Empire era, musket and pike and musket era, humans fighting against like northern Viking barbarians and orcs. And that eventually evolved into 40k with the 40k Rogue Trader, the first edition, which is ancient lore at this time that most people have
Oh,
forgotten. It is also full of a ton of stuff that's been retconned.
I bet. Been out for
But
as long as it has, you're gonna get a retcon or two.
yes, now granted, I have my issues with that because I very much am a believer that GW, or as we call it, John or James Workshop, relies too much on the unreliable narrator trope, and it gets annoying after a while.
First
But
time is all right. Second time, starting to get mad. Third time,
we're at
come
the
on,
hundredth
brah.
we're at the 100th time at this point. It's gotten so old.
It's, I was gonna say one
Yeah.
thing that I noticed with like Warhammer is that there's like so many like different ways to enjoy it between like the miniatures and novels. There's also a
Yes.
whole bunch of games,
Yep.
uh, including I don't believe it's out yet, but they're finally going to make a Total War for Warhammer 40k.
Yes. Crave Assembly, I believe. Yeah. Crave Assembly is finally making a Warhammer 40k game, which is unfortunate because we're getting the actual proper new Dawn of War game, which I care more about. um, so there's going to be two competing RTS style Warhammer 40k games, but yeah, that we're finally getting that. But if you want like enjoy the 4K setting, you have books, you have comic books, you have the minis to paint and assemble and play with. There's action figures now. I think there's even a weird form of Lego for them now as well. Um, and you have the video games, obviously. So the
Are
hobby is
there
very
any of the
diverse now.
games? Are there any of the games that you've played that you really like?
I love Dawn of War. I love Dawn of War 1 and 2. It's a shame they never made a third game. Some people tell me there's a third game, but I just know they're lying to me. And I don't know why they call the new one coming out Dawn of War 4. We never got a third game. I don't know why they put a 4 there. Dawn of War 1 and 2 are my favorites. 1 has a ton of standalone expansion
I
though
was gonna
that are
ask. I was gonna
amazing.
say, like, I think one of them has like what, like 6 or 7 like expansions,
Yeah,
something like that.
if I recall, Dawn of War 1 has uh Winter Assault, Dark Crusade, and Soulstorm. And now they have a remastered version that puts them all in one nice package. So the base game and
Ooh,
the 3 expansions. And that's on Steam. It's really good actually. Actually, it's quite
nice.
good. Hmm.
Always good to be able to get these games nice and easy. Thank you, Steam.
I agree. I
Your
agree.
your monopoly is tolerated only because of convenience.
Right, and like that fascinates me because everyone like tries to point the monopoly finger at them or give them shit. It's like they're only a monopoly because they just do a good job. That's really it, and they're convenient. That's the only reason why they're a monopoly is because they make a good product, and everyone else's product is really bad.
Yeah, I still can't get the Epic Game Store to work on my PC. I
Yeah,
don't know why.
it often breaks for me whenever I do have to use it, so I try my best to avoid it like the plague. And also just there's too much. I don't like console exclusivity on my PC ecosystem. I will say though, GOG is good because what GOG will do is they'll make a deal with the devs or publishers of a game, be like, hey, this game's real old. Can you please let us have some of the source code so we can fix it up to make it run on modern machines and fix some bugs, and then we put it out on this out for people to buy again. You get money, we get money, people get to enjoy your game again, and it's preserved. I love them for that. If Steam ever does that, my life is yours, Gaben. My
It's-
soul is yours.
I
This,
do enjoy GOG. I often browse some stuff. They had the only like way to play like Silent Hill 4 on PC for the
yes,
longest time.
yes. And when I streamed it, I played that GOG version, and I had a good time with it. That Silent Hill 4 is fascinating because it is a slow ass burn, but once that burn starts burning, it's fun. It
I
takes a lot
like
to get
it
there.
all. I like it all except for like the later part. That's a lot of escort quest.
Yeah, that part is questionable, and I'll be honest. That part only becomes tolerable if you have a guide to reference to try and save yourself some pain, because that part is not a good time. It is a rough time.
It's a rough old time, but overall it's a good game. People give it flack, but I'm like, but I think
Yeah,
it feels a lot more Silent Hill than like Homecoming.
agreed. I agree. I agree. The Homecoming was interesting, but yeah, I agree. It definitely captures that feel and vibe way more.
So, have you like played like Warhammer, like the physical merchandise with like other people? Do you have any like fun little
Yes.
stories?
I used to play it. I don't have a ton of like fun like battle stories. And I haven't played the actual tabletop in a real long time though, sadly, because I had a Grey Knights army, which is the a very special group of Space Marines who specialize in killing demons, like
Ooh,
permanently killing them or banishing them. So their whole shtick is this is a child. The child clearly has some good grit to him, and they have psychic powers. I'm going to take this child and brainwash them and genetically and cybernetically enhance them and then put them in this super sick, like, power armor, Terminator power armor that has like all sorts of enchantments and engravings on it to ward off demons and magic and all these like purity seals and sacred texts, and just send them to like ruin a demon's day.
The
So
Imperium's a lot of brainwashing toddlers and throwing them in battle suits.
it's important. Listen, that listen, Evangelion would have been everything in Evangelion would have gone so much better if they had just, brainwashed Shinji earlier. Easy. Like, Shinji's sitting there like, I don't know, Dad. I don't want to pilot the mecha, even if Rey's really pretty. I'm scared. I'm gonna cry now. I have weird feelings, and I'm feeling weird things in my pants. And it's like, no, you did it wrong, Dad. You never should have estranged your son. You just need to brainwash him early, easy, and he would gladly been a
Easy.
murder man in the mecha.
For
Easy.
real. I mean, he was already halfway brainwashed. Puberty does a lot to a kid.
It really does. But it is very much the Imperium, very much is of that mentality of like, well, child, you've been through hell. That means you're ready. Here's a gun, kid. Go kill some enemies in the name of the Emperor.
Here's your
No,
birth certificate in Texas. Here's your complimentary gun.
absolutely,
You have a
exactly.
good day, kid.
Here's your complimentary Smith and Wesson revolver. Slaps on ass. Good luck, kid. If you come back alive, you get a 10-gallon hat. But the Grey Knights, so they're this special organization of like demon hunters and killers and like banishers and stuff.
Yeah.
I had a $2,000 army of them.
You keep saying past tense had. I'm getting worried about the rest of the story.
I didn't play my mom, God bless her soul. She has a very bad habit of when she sees something not being touched for a long time, she will either give it away or throw it away without asking.
No.
I was very unlucky, and she threw away my $2,000 Grey Knights army.
No.
That was $2,000 sent to the garbage, never to be seen
straight
again.
to the garbage. No.
And after
All those poor
losing
space
that,
knights.
yep, all those poor Grey Knights, all the hours spent assembling and painting them, gone, destroyed, never to be seen again, lost for all of time. After that, I lost the will to play the tabletop.
I don't blame you there at all. Like that would break me too. Like it's like, well, I'm done with that part of my life, I guess.
Yep, I very much like, well, I'm not reinvesting in this plastic crack anymore. This is just too painful. I hurt too much.
Instead, I will become a preacher, a pusher of the series for others. I will impart my knowledge and love onto the next one so that they can build their little space toddlers and paint them the way they want.
Have you ever seen Starship Troopers 2? The second movie that was
no,
straight to DVD?
I haven't. I want to though. I keep looking for 2 and 3, and the only places I find them are like way too expensive.
So, spoiler for that movie, but not too big of a deal. I promise. There's eventually a scene where there's someone who's walking by and they have their kid and whatnot, and there's a guy sitting behind the desk, and it's a reference to the first movie as well, where it's like there's this grizzled veteran sitting there, and he's like, look what the Corps did for me. Look at how good everything is. The Corps is great. Join up today. And he's just trying to proselytize to that child so hard to get them to just join as soon as possible. That's me. I'm the grizzled veteran who has lost much from the hobby and been scarred, and now I'm here to get you scarred too.
I've been recruited in the dark depths of the Milky Way galaxy, forged in the fires of orc metal. And I'm here to tell you, shit's fun. You should play it.
Yeah, you should. Get in now. Listen. Get in the van. It's fine. We got some minis here. We got paint. We got glue. Listen, it's gonna be great. Just get in the van. Just get in the van. Come play 40K. It's gonna be great.
Paint and glue. That was a good way to get the little kids back in the day. Yeah, no,
Exactly. Exactly.
you have a
Just
good
huff
time.
it. It's gonna be great.
Here's your primer. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Here's your
There's the
paint thinner.
model paint too.
Just take a quick huff of that before you start painting your minis. It's great. Gets you in the zone real good.
Get you there. You start thinking. You start seeing the colors mixed together. It's awesome,
Exactly.
brah.
Exactly. And we get some Gregorian chants playing in the background, some pipe organs going. Oh, it's great.
Oh yeah, they do have that kind of like big ass cathedral style pipe organ
Yes.
aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. Because a lot of the architecture of the Imperium in particular is very gothic art style and architecture.
Yeah.
And a lot of their ships are basically flying cathedrals. It's great.
Gotta be powered by faith. What else was powered
Exactly.
by faith? In some sci-fi thing I saw recently. Powered by faith. Powered by faith.
There's a couple things that are like that. I feel like.
It's lost on me at the moment. It'll come back. It'll come back,
Mhm.
and I'll send you a random message on Discord saying it was
That
this
works.
thing.
It was this. It was this. No, like for me, I used to have that $2,000 Grey Knights army. My mom threw it away, and I didn't realize that until way too late. And she never said she was sorry for it. I'm still a little upset about that.
uh,
But yeah, after that, I stopped doing the minis, and I basically just fully committed to the video games and the lore and the books.
nice.
That's my main thing is the books. I don't do too much of the tabletop anymore. I just play the video games and I read the books.
At least it's like a better time to like be into the games than it used to be. I've heard Games Workshop is very like flippant with the quality control in a lot of the games when they're giving the
Yes.
franchises out to developers.
Correct. Once upon a time, it was really, really bad. And for a good while there, even recently, it was bad because they were basically just handing out the license to anyone. And all we were getting is like tower defense games and really shit mobile games. That was basically it.
Mobile gotcha games with a whole bunch of ads. How could that go wrong?
Yeah, because that's clearly what the 30-year-old and late 20-year-old people playing fucking plastic crack game want is the be on their phone playing a mobile game. Clearly.
I feel like that's like the exact opposite market.
If
I mean, I know you're
you
being sarcastic,
oh yeah.
but I want to also like double
Oh,
down
you're
is
good.
like, yeah, that sounds like the entirely
Yeah,
wrong market.
I think the metrics add up. I think the math is good. I think these things are very similar. Yeah.
Candy Crush has 1 million users. Why can't our Warhammer game?
Yeah. Because it just works like that.
You know, if Warhammer had a Candy Crush, it'd probably do a lot better than like the other
Maybe?
mobile games that they played. It's,
It wouldn't. God, sometimes I'm just surprised that they haven't done some dumb where it's like, hey, take the Space Marine and just give them big old give them big old Nikki tits and butt jiggle physics. It'll be great.
You're right.
Everyone will love it.
They
Kids will love it.
like what was it like 3 years ago? They added a new like female battalion that all the sexist people got pissed out about. Just make them the Nikki girls.
Yeah, with that, like I was that whole thing I've had mixed feelings about because it very much was billing itself off of like, well, technically, and it's like, okay, listen, if you're doing an air quotes technically argument, you don't have much of an argument then. You are literally semanticsing me, and that's not a good argument to have.
I mean, the big thing that like people like I think like legitimately were like, yeah, this counters a lot of the lore that y'all have built over
And
for the
that's
past
what it
like
came
20
down
years.
to. Correct. That's the big problem. And they were like, well, we technically never said that it was only boys. It's like, I mean, in the wording of everything, it's very hinted at, though. And this has been established lore for 20 some years. When you change that like that suddenly, that feels weird. Like putting culture war stuff aside, which I don't care about that stuff. It's meaningless to me. I care more about the enjoyment and the integrity and purity of the setting and just the lore for the sake of fun and not just like pandering or just trying to basically change a thing to make more money. I don't like that. That's always felt weird to me.
True.
Um,
It's like this was a secret special ops team that always worked in the shadows. You know, kind of like an FF7 Deep Ground when they introduced Dirge of the Cerberus. Yeah, this was just like
yeah,
a huge army slash society of people we kept underground.
and it's one of those things like I don't know about that one, Chief. I mean, I could be having fun here, and I am, but I don't think this really matches up what you wanted to do. I get the feeling you wanted to do something else, but you just turned it into this.
Just kind of turned it into this.
Yeah, which actually, speaking of another game, you know the latest Tales game, like Tales Arise, that was actually
Yeah.
originally going to be a new IP. But the parent company didn't have faith in it, so they just slapped the Tales name onto it.
There are a lot of people that like. I know our friend Lumila. She's a huge Tales fan. She didn't click with Arise
Yeah,
because like she could definitely tell like the vibes were a lot different than like a regular
they
Tales
were
game.
super off, super off. I still liked it and had fun with it,
Oh yeah, no,
but
it's still a great game.
yeah,
But you can always like tell whenever there's like a switch from like story flow and stuff. Just
exactly.
the way.
And like series expectations. It's like it's like if someone made a Resident Evil a new game and you're like, "Oh, I don't think this game's going to do good. Capcom, can we slap the Resident Evil name onto this?" And it's like, "I mean, I guess. All right." And it's like, "Where's the zombies? Why is there no
Where's
green herbs? Why can't I mix herbs in this? How's this a
where
Resident Evil game? Ah!
where's Leon?
Where's
Where's
Leon?
Leon?
Where's my husband? Where is he? Where's my sweet baby boy?"
Oh man, I feel like sometimes like
Hmm.
publishers will definitely do that, and it's always a pain. One game that I hate so
Hmm.
much because I was looking really forward to it was Left Alive, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
it was
yeah.
supposed to be in the front mission universe, and it's
Yep,
such a terrible game.
it is. It's such a bad stealth game. It's so bad.
Like it's a badly made PS2 game on the PS4.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I can only feel like as they were like trying to pitch the game, they're like, "Yeah, we want to do a cool, awesome stealth game." Like I only feel like someone in like the room was like, "Well, we haven't made a front mission game in a while. Can we link it to that so we can get a lot more people excited, and then they'll definitely sell more
Yeah,
copies?"
and I really hate that level of cynicism that publishers often have, and it really upsets me so deeply as like an old gamer. It's like who desperately wants new IPs but wants them to be good or wants new things in a series I love, but then I get just schlock and slop, and I'm like, man, fuck. Getting
please,
awfully hard to be a gamer.
please make the thing good. I don't want a third
Ah,
birthday. I want a Parasite Eve one.
yeah, Third Birth. God, Parasite Eve is a franchise I so immensely love. And then Third Birthday happened. I was looking at him like, man, I'm gonna have to old yeller you. I don't think I can take this pain.
That was definitely one of those games where I powered through. I powered through it twice because I'm like maybe the second playthrough will give me a different ending. No, it doesn't work like that.
No. No, it doesn't. Only pain.
Only pain.
There's only pain here, Zara. You are a Parasite Eve fan. You will only know suffering. Square Enix has forgotten you.
Don't worry, they'll come out with something one day. They'll never come out with
No,
anything
fuck no, no.
that.
Like if I remember, I think they did like I don't remember. They did something at Parasite Eve, but it wasn't like an actual game. It was some our crypto or NFT thing, I think.
I think it was a generative AI NFT thing that was like
Yeah.
loosely connected, but not like really specifically connected.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. Ugh. I remember that, and I remember that happening. All the Parasite fans be like, "I hate you. You make me
That,
angry, and I hate you so much. Why won't you just die?"
that was like Dino Crisis in that game that came out
Oh
with
my
recently.
god. Yeah, that
Uh, not
I know what you're talking
Primeval.
about.
What is it called? Let's see.
I don't remember, and
Capcom
they stopped development after like 1
Dinosaur
year.
Shooter. Yeah, they really wanted it to be like a Exoprimal. Exoprimal.
That's what it
They
was.
really
Yeah,
wanted it to be like a 5 year games as a service thing, but then they just stopped. And then they're like, no,
yeah,
we're just we're done. We're just done
yep.
here.
We're just done. We give up. And it's like I it Capcom has this like weird thing where it's like make one good game, make two shit games, make good game again, make two more shit games.
Make good game and then fumble post game DLC like with Monster
That too.
Hunter.
Yeah, yeah. I scream at Capcom all the time. It's like, listen, give me Dino Crisis. Just remake Dino Crisis, and I'll be happy. Also, I know you really badly want to make a Resident Evil multiplayer game. And sweet baby child, you've already done it and it was good. It's called Resident Evil Outbreak File 1 and 2. You just need to remaster or remake those and port them to the PC. That's
For
all
real.
you need to do. And people will be happy.
People
Just
will be happy.
do it. And then Capcom sits there and is like, the Hongo Des? I'm like, it's
You know, it's
oh
crazy. Like that could also work as like one of their games as a service they want to push is like they could just keep
yeah.
making more missions and people would keep playing them.
People absolutely would, and it'd be pretty damn fun.
I would
Uh
love a Resident Evil Mercenaries where they would do like regular updates. Me
that would be
me me,
fun.
me and Lumi Law spent a lot of time going through Mercenaries, especially when the 3DS game came out. We're like, yeah, this is our life for the next week.
That's fair because Mercenaries was good. Good shit.
My favorite part of RE6, like the Mercenaries in that was like so polished. It actually worked with all the crazy controls that they added.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Actually, I super hate RE6 mainly because of the story bits and whatnot
Oh,
and
it's
some
a
of the
mess.
progression. But the gameplay was interesting and fun and cool. And I like that you had like dual wielding guns and stuff, and there's mechanics for that. There's a lot of cool mechanical depth to that game. It's just the story is hoog doggy. Rough.
Yeah, China took a hit there.
Yeah, and
Do y'all ever want to talk about it? No. Okay.
nope. Nope. But I'm sorry to tangent you. I'm just enjoying myself. Sorry.
Oh no, this is part of the fun of the talk show. Is when we, everything will eventually tie back to our topic. Don't get it wrong.
Fair enough.
Because speaking of China, Games Workshop.
Yeah, China. I actually don't know if Games Workshop is doing too much of China or trying too hard to appeal to China. I'm not sure. As far as that realm goes, I have no certainty or clue, really. Outside of like, I don't know. I know Games Workshop struggles with their creation process for like their pipeline of like acquire material, assemble material, and then ship material. That being like the process of getting the things to make the minis, assembling the minis, and then shipping the minis. I know they've always struggled with their logistics chain with that stuff. I don't know why. Because as far as I'm aware, a lot of it is done in house. And usually, if you're able to do everything in house, that saves you money and you can have full control of it. In theory, that should be easier. But Games Workshop is a very like scatterbrained company. It's like the lore people are doing a pretty good job. It's the people who run the business itself and the IP are usually doing a really bad job.
Okay.
And their marketing team's usually doing a like 50-50 on a good job or not.
Yeah, I was looking it up because I wanted to like double check because
Mm,
I remember hearing about it. Tencent doesn't own Games Workshop, but they hold investments in studios that produce
yeah.
Warhammer stuff. So
Correct.
they haven't sold out,
No,
but they'll gladly take the money elsewhere.
absolutely, absolutely. But the thing is, like the game, the Warhammer IP is so strong and so like prosperous. There's no need to sell out. They just need to have someone present them an offer of like, hey, I want to do a thing in your setting. Can we have a deal? And they're like, yeah, sure, okay.
Okay.
And they've gotten a little better about the quality control of that. It's not 100% where I think it needs to be, but they have gotten better.
Yeah. That's good.
And and personally, I still love how much they shot themselves in the foot. Where it's like, all right, the fantasy setting's not selling well. Let's kill off the setting. Let's get rid of it. We'll do Age of Shitmar. I'm not a big Age of Sigmar fan, but I do think the minis look really. I just am. I still am in mourning of the setting we lost for the Sigmar setting. And then immediately that same year, Vermintide comes out. Vermintide fucking sells and is amazing and popular. And people are like, oh, I want to get into Warhammer Fantasy. Wait, what do you mean the fantasy setting's gone? What? What? I can't buy the minis? What? And then Total Warhammer comes out. And once again, that same year, roughly, like, oh, I want to check out this Warhammer Fantasy. Like, wait, what do you mean it's gone? Where'd it go? Oh, shit.
Well,
And
damn.
and Games Workshop's just sitting there like, maybe we did a stupid. Maybe we killed this too early. Maybe maybe the fans were right. Maybe instead of annihilating an entire setting, we should have just given them those easier to assemble and make plastic minis instead of forcing them to buy all the really hard to assemble and make metal minis. Hmm.
Hmm. No, it's the children who are
Nah,
wrong.
it's the game. It's the fans who are wrong. I could never possibly be wrong. Fuck them.
Never, never, ever.
And now they're many years later, in my opinion, a bit too late. They're doing Warhammer Legends, which is the fantasy setting again, but it won't really have much in the way of like expanding lore anymore. It'll just be
Yeah,
a redo of the setting, but with updated rules and updated minis and easier to
gotcha.
assemble like plastic minis. And don't get me wrong, those minis do look good. The rules do look good. It's just I'm hurt and my hurt has yet to leave me.
As it's well deserved. So, for
But
anyone
I'm
wanting to hop onto the series, what would you say is like a good hopping on point? Would you recommend the novels, or would you recommend a certain game, or?
ooh, if we're talking about like if you want to get into into the setting, you want to just start and you want a low price point to entry and something that's easier to like kind of get a feel for and understand, I would recommend the games and I would recommend starting with Dawn of War 1. It is a RTS game, a more traditional like StarCraft like RTS game, and
Yeah,
it's got a really good story. It's really fun. It'll give you a good taste for the setting and good flavor. And if you're not looking for a game, definitely start with the books. If you're going to start with the books, I would say, thinking for a second here, I would recommend starting with the Caiaphas Cain series, or the Ravener series.
hmm,
Those two are really good. They're not too overly Space Marine coded. Space Marine get mentioned, do up,
yeah,
and also Eisenhorn. So you want to start get a feel for the series, and you want to do like a book avenue, Caiaphas Cain series, Raven, Eisenhorn, and then Raven. Do those because those are from the perspectives of normal humans in the setting, and Caiaphas Cain's one from the Imperial Guard perspective, and the Commissar perspective, which is the morale officers who sit there and try and make sure rules are followed and that no one does anything cowardly that will affect everyone else's morale and get other people to give up.
oh, gotcha. Thought police.
Yes, correct. They thought police everyone. To varying degrees, some commissars are really cool and chill, and other ones are just like hyper by the book, and no one likes them, and often people try and get them killed because they're more of a nuisance than a help. Um, those ones are great for that. If you want to get a feel for more of the politics and like the higher class, like populations and stuff in the setting, Eisenhorn's good, and then Raven. Those are really good because those are from the perspective of an inquisitor and his various companions and retinue, as well as you get to interact with guardsmen. That's part. You get to interact with the nobility. You get to interact with common folk. You get to interact with Xenos, mutants, heretics, and space marines. So Eisenhorn Ravner is definitely a really good one. That those book series are really good. We'd read Eisenhorn first and then Ravner because Ravner is basically the sequel series.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can't recommend those books enough. Like Caiaphas Kane especially is like a huge favorite of mine. He is Caiaphas Kane is so great. He's such a shitter and I love him. He's such a shithead and I love him. His whole thing is that he is the epitome of fake it till you make it and just good luck personified because he is actually a huge fucking coward and yet he just through vibes and charisma hides that and avoids the consequences of that.
Lucky man.
Yeah, and he very much is a man of many masks. He puts on all sorts of personas depending on the situation he's in order to avoid like punishment or being trying to avoid being put in situations that are going to get him easily killed. He's great. I love him. I just love the fact that eventually in one of the books he's having a sit down and he's having finally some alone time. He's sitting there drinking his recaf, which is basically space coffee, and he's sitting there drinking it and he's thinking to himself, I've pretended to be someone else for so long and pretended to be someone different so many times. I'm not sure who I know the real Caiaphas Kane is anymore. I don't think I even know who the real me is anymore. He's just sitting
Hey,
there
but he's
realizing
alive.
exactly, and that's his at the end. That's his like comfort to himself is like, but at least I'm still alive. But he's great. I love him. He's so good, and he just does things that just try and guarantee his survival, and people misinterpret it as him being this huge hero and super brave. It's like in his head, he's like, no, I just don't want to die. No, that the other thing would just been a really dumb option. And he's sitting there like, people are so stupid. Thank God. You're so dumb. Thank God. Thank God they think what they think because I didn't want to do the horrible and difficult thing. God damn.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I love that series. But yeah, if you want an easy entry point, the Dawn of War games are really fun. Space Marine 1 is pretty good, I would say. And also just the Caiaphas Kane, Eisenhorn, and Ravner. Those are the best entry points, I would say, for getting a feel for the setting and its vibes.
There you go.
Mhm.
That and your obligatory 10-hour YouTube lore video. After that, you should be good to
Absolutely.
go.
Yeah, watch Luton. If you want to sit there and be like, I want to listen to a British man with a soft but not too soft voice tell me about the grim darkness of the far future, and it's going to be like a 1 to 3 hour video, and I'm actually going to learn about the setting, watch Luton. Listen to Luton video. They're great.
Yeah.
They give you the good sauce and the good deep dive. Uh, he is very much a Warhammer 40k scholar, such as myself, and I respect that immensely.
Well, there you go. Lord Josiah, what can people
Hmm.
expect coming up on your channel?
Me? Well, in particular for me, I have a new model I'll be debuting on August 12th. Uh, where
That's
that is
right around
also
the
my
corner.
birthday. That's also my birthday.
August
And
birthday
it's
buds. Let's go.
yeah, I'm a Leo.
Go
Uh
Leos. Go
I'm
Leos.
flip Sarah. I'm a bit of a summer child. So with basically I have a new model coming out on August 12th celebrating both a new model completing 500 live Let's Plays this year, and also my birthday and just an anniversary of VTubing as well. I believe this is, I think, technically, let's say, third year VTubing, I think.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. But as far as like immediate goes, tomorrow I'll be playing more Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker MSQ. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow
Oh,
at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time USA
there you
for
go.
like more immediate happenings. But that's about it for anything personally with me. What about you, Zara? What do you got coming up?
We
I've
have we
I've
have
shoved you to the side of your booth, and I've taken over your seat, and I've put you in the
no.
couch, and I've held the mic up to you, gently stroking your face of it. Like, what do you got going on, Zara? What's up in your realm?
It is a nice couch. I'm always glad to have guests on it. We have some more Trails of Cold Steel. We
Nice.
have Bakaru. We're going to be continuing that, along with trying to get to the end of Conqueror's Bad Fur Day. That game
I need
is
to
a
play
trip
that.
and a half. That game is fun, but there are a lot of like design issues where
Oh
I don't.
yeah, that don't
I
age well at
Yeah, I'm
all.
like, how did you
Mm-mm.
expect me to come up with this? I have no idea. If I didn't look it up, I
Yeah,
would be totally lost at this point.
it's one of those things where it's like you think to yourself, okay, if I were gaming fresh back in that time, I think I would be able to connect these dots because the thought process was different because you expected the obtuseness and the weirdness
Hmm.
of the jank. But now games have become, for the most part, smoother in their design and their expectations of the gamer. That you
Yeah.
go back to the Old Testament, basically, era of gaming. You're like, how the fuck would I have figured that out? How the fuck would I have known to do that?
But yeah, that's what's coming up. And then once we finish Conquering Buckaroo,
Mhm.
we'll get back to God of War, which we started, but
Yeah.
I want to clear some stuff off
Yeah.
the blah 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 plate. I want to clear my plates before
And
continuing.
they got those God of War remasters slash remakes coming out, I believe, as well,
I'm
which is
very curious
interesting.
how that's gonna go because let me tell you, I love
Yeah.
God of War One. God of War Two drags on for way too long.
Yeah, I've heard
Uh,
that.
Three is great, but like if you change those up to like the way that the modern God of Wars play, like those will really feel like such different games.
Agreed. I think the only real thing they really need to do is just like make it have 60 FPS, fix up any bugs or glitches, and just make it play cleaner. And if there's any that's really all they need to do. They only really need to change the gameplay much, in my opinion. Just like tune up the quality and the performance. That should be fine. Honestly, that's usually all you really need from a remaster.
Yeah, but no, they wanna remake them. So I guess Sony's all about remakes. Enjoy everyone, The Last of Us Part Two remake
Remake.
later
Yeah,
this year.
yeah, it's gonna be
Naughty
great.
Dog forgot how to make Jack and Daxter, so instead we get 8 Last of Us.
Yeah. Listen. Last of Us is the single player narrative adventure game equivalent of Skyrim. Come on, Zara. It's great. Don't you love it? Don't you
I
want to play The Last of Us again?
I love
Don't you
part
want come
1.
on. Come on, Zara. You get to play two for the eighth time. This is the better edition that's on your smart fridge now. Come on, play it.
I regretted playing 2 the first time.
A lot of people did. Uh yeah. I think I just think the problem of two is like I don't necessarily fully mind what happened. I just wish you had been given more time before it happened, and
Oh, for sure.
I wish that it felt less mean spirited from the devs' part.
Yeah. No, no, a lot of the game feels like it's just cruel and mean for the sake of being cruel and mean. And
Yeah.
that's where it loses me a lot. It's like, yeah, no, I get the story and the moral you're trying to teach. This
I'll
isn't
be
fun to
honest.
play. This
I'll
isn't
be
fun to
honest.
experience.
Yeah, I'll be honest. There's games that told that story and taught that moral way better,
Oh yeah, yeah,
like
without doubt.
infinitely better. But
So,
but
but
you
yeah,
have any
but
or
look forward to those
yeah.
coming up, and I think we are at the
Do you
limit. Lord
have though?
Jessiah,
Real quick question: do you have any last minute questions for me about 40K though? Anything that comes to mind that is desperately pawing its way out of you that you want to know? I could answer your lore questions very easily.
no, you've about answered everything I needed to, along with recommending some good books and a good
Mhm.
lore video I can watch on YouTube later. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty much all filled up with Warhammer 40K goodness. I have a newfound respect for the series.
yeah, no problem. I'm more than happy to share one of my longtime obsessions since I think I was like 9 years old. I think
A wee lad. A
a
wee
wee little
laddie.
baby, a wee little laddie. I had just a wee little thing.
So small. So
So
impressionable.
small.
So
Looks at Zara, so small and
small.
soft.
And it's never changing. You're never getting anything but this.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Join us next week. We are going to be having
Mhm.
Cynical on, where we will be talking
Ooh,
about Pokemon. So that should be fun as
nice.
well. Keep an eye on my Twitter for updates on the date. I think we're still cementing what that is. So,
Nice.
yeah, thank you, Lord Josiah, so much for coming on. And thank you,
Hey,
everybody,
no
for watching. It
problem.
was a lot of fun. We're going to do a stealth raid to someone. So be sure to
Bye
pass on and wish them love as well. Bye, Q.
bye. You're all beautiful. Bye bye.